how to build a website on Shopify. So in this video, I'll be guiding you step by step on how to exactly build a website on Shopify. So let's start. So one of the first things you're gonna need to do, of course, before you even start, right, is have a Shopify account. Now, if you don't have one, no worries. You can actually click the link in the description below to get started, where you'll be able to start using Shopify for 3 days for free, and then continue using Shopify for 3 months for $1 for each of those 3 months. All right. So again, you can just click the link in the description below to get started. So once you've clicked the link in the description below to create your Shopify account, right, it will look like this. So this is going to be your admin dashboard. This is where you're going to be able to navigate through your store, from adding products, fulfilling orders, right, making changes to your website of your Shopify store. So one of the first things we will need to do, of course, is add a product to our Shopify store. So to do this, you want to select on the left here, products. So you should be seeing something like this, like on your screen right now, where you'll be able to either add a product, import products if you have a list already, right, or discover products to sell. For this video, we're gonna go ahead and add a product. All right, so to add a product, right, you should now see all these options to fill out when you're adding your product for your Shopify store, right? So we're gonna just add our very first product to our Shopify store. So we're gonna do men's classic stainless steel watch, right? So that's gonna be my product, right? I'm gonna be selling a watch, stainless steel watch, right? And now I'm using Sidekick, it's Shopify's AI, right, to help me create a description, right? You don't really need to you can make changes to it, right? Like, remove the M dash if you need to, right? So this is pretty good. So now we're gonna go ahead and upload an image to our product. If we can go ahead and select it, there we go. All right, so I did create an image. So we're gonna use, I believe it's this one. See, so there we go, right? I'm gonna add one more just so that you guys get an idea of what this will look like. I'm gonna add these two. And so there we go, we just added our watch, right? Move this one here. We'll actually move this one here, so that this one in here. There we go. Since this is gonna be, an expensive timepiece, let's say, right, we're gonna be charging $200 for this, right? And I only have limited sales, so we're gonna put 10. Right, so here you'll have also the option to continue selling when out of stock. Now, you wanna check this, carefully, right? If you're able to fulfill the product still in time, right, like in less than 48 hours, even if it's out of stock, then you can continue checking this. But if you know you'll need time to order in more stock, right, it's gonna take a lot more longer, then you might not want to have this checked off. Next thing, right, you're gonna want to make sure you have the correct packaging and you have the correct product weight for your product, right? This will just make sure Shopify knows exactly how much to charge for the shipping, right? Depending on the shipping rates that you'll add into your store, which we'll take a look down the video. So then we have variants, right? So, if I was selling like different watch styles, right, then I would do this. But because I'm not selling different watch styles, I'm only selling this piece, it doesn't really make sense, right, for me to add different variants. Maybe I'll just add, the watch band, right? I'll like create a custom one, like watch band, right? And then from here, I would add the values for that watch band so that people can select the right watch band for them, right? So that's something that I might would have added if this was a real product that I was selling. And then you just want to make sure you have your search engine listing set up correctly, right? So this is perfect, right? We have the meta description and we have the product URL handle, which fits perfectly. So that's great. So once you're happy with that, you just want to make sure and review a final things. So like publishing on which channels you want to show your product. So let's just say that we only want to show this in our online store. So we just will leave that toggle on. And then from there, where it's active, which is fantastic, and then just click save. And you just added your very first product to your Shopify store. All right, so to continue on, right, one of the other things you might want to look into having as well early on is having a collections, right? Now, if you only sell a single product, then you don't need to worry about having collections. But again, collections is just a great way for you to help your customer make a decision when buying something from your store, right? So since I was selling watches, right, I might have like top summer men's watch summer collection watches, right? Something like that, right? It'll just make it really easy for the customer to see, okay, so these are the more popular watches, right, this summer, let me review them, right? And it's really easy to add a collection once you have more products uploaded. But if you have a single product like myself, then you don't need to worry about having a collection. All right, so once we've added our very first product, right, one of the next things and one of the fun things is to customize our online store to the look and feel to it, right? So by default, you should probably be seeing the Horizon theme right here, right? This is by Shopify's default theme that they just provide everybody with. So now in the themes page, what I call it, right, you'll be able to either use AI to help create a custom theme for your store, or you can use Shopify's free themes, or if you're thinking about maybe you're looking for more customization, more features, right, different styles, right, that Shopify does not provide, you'll be able to buy third-party themes from the Shopify theme store right here, right? And so before you buy a theme, right, you'll be able to select a theme like the valves here, right, and you'll be able to view demo of the theme, right? So this will allow you just to see and understand how the theme works, right? And if it's the style that you're looking for your store as well, right? So again, it's just a really great way to try themes without having to purchase them at the start. All right, so let's go back to browse themes. We're gonna go to our free section, and from our free section, we're gonna select now a cool looking theme for our watch, something elegant, right? It might be the Origin. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Origin, or Dwell. I like the Dwell. There we go with the Dwell, and we're gonna just go ahead and click try theme. And now Shopify is adding the theme to our Shopify store that we just started. All right, so now it's officially added to our store, right? So now you'll see the option of draft themes. So draft themes is the section where all your draft themes will be stored, meaning you'll be able to make changes to these themes without affecting the main store, which right now is Horizon, right? And so I can make any changes I want to it and it will not affect the main theme. So you could go ahead and make changes to it without worrying about it. But of course, if you want to make it the main theme, the new theme that you downloaded, just click publish. You'll get a warning and just select publish. And now you'll see Dwell is my main theme now and Horizon is under draft themes. So let's go ahead and edit our theme. So to do this, you'll want to go ahead and select edit theme. So when you click edit theme, you'll be welcome to the theme editor. Now I know it looks a little bit scary, right? I was scared the very first time I tried this, but it's actually very easy to navigate. So one of the first things you could do, of course, is if you want to make changes to certain sections of your theme store, right, you'll be able to just hover over the sections that you want to make, and you'll know which section you're in because it'll be highlighted in this blue container, right? So you'll be able, so once you click it, you'll see the options on the right here where it will tell you that you're editing right now the header, right? And so you'll be able to make a lot of custom changes to the header or to whatever section you have clicked, right? So let's go ahead and make some changes. So first off, we're going to change the menu to left, right? And then we're going to change the position of the logo, right? We're actually going to keep it there center, right? So that's going to stay there for us right now, right? And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off the search icon. We don't want the search icon there, right? Because we only have one product. We can go ahead and turn off the flag if you want. If you don't want that, you can customize the language selector as well. So we're just going to keep all of that right now. Yeah, we're going to just keep this here. So next, if you want to make even more changes to it, right, you could click on certain sections of inside a header, right? So if I only wanted to make changes to the menu, right, I could go ahead and, you know, make changes to the menu right here as well, and change the colors and the typography as well. So let's go ahead and change the logo, right? We're gonna actually hide the logo, right? We don't need to have it here. Or we could, you know, if I had a watch logo, then I would add it here, right? Let's see what happens if I click theme settings. Let's do select, and let's make a logo with Sidekick. I need a simple font logo, right? Sidekick does a pretty decent job. The only thing is that it does take a little bit of time for Sidekick to generate. Hopefully one day Shopify will improve the speed, right? I would have, if I remembered, I would have gone on Google Gemini to do this a lot more quicker. Okay, there we go. Right, I would, if that was my company name, right, for the watch, then yes, it will be good, right? So this is decent, we'll keep it. We'll stay there, and then we'll do desktop height, and then we'll also select this. Right, so this is starting to look slowly like a nice elegant watch, right? Even the typography looks really, really nice and elegant. All right, so now we're gonna do the hero, right? We're gonna add some pages, add some photos. So we're gonna add, I know I had another one. We're gonna add this one, there we go. So we're gonna just add this one here. Okay. Your next time piece. Oops. Timepiece. Right. Next timepiece, something elegant, right? Awaits. Yeah, there we go. I would leave the like something like that very nice. And I would delete this. I would delete this. Because we don't really need all this. We're gonna keep it really simple, this design. Where are you? Where's the option to delete? There we go. Delete and delete. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna just add our product here. So we're gonna add section and products. This one, the product hotspot. Yeah, this one. We're gonna change this to buy now. And yeah, we'll shop the look, right? We'll add the image. We'll actually add this one. And what I like about this one is where you'll be able to add the product, right? So you can add the product here by selecting here, and then you'll see the option right here to select the right product, right? And I'll remove this one because it doesn't make sense. And we're just gonna move this one a little bit above. There we go, beautiful. So it's coming along now, our image, right? I would, yeah, just, I'll write something really fancy here about the watch, right? About maybe how long it takes to build, like it's something very short, right? I would not add any testimonials here just because I want it to look really, really clean. The next thing we'll do is remove this, the announcement bar. I want to feel like it's not a cheap piece, right? And so we're gonna now go to theme settings. We're gonna do where are the themes? Where's the color themes here? It's been a while since. Okay, palette color, background color. We could keep it like that, but I really, oops. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Let's do something elegant. There we go. This is what we're looking for. It's a little bit much more elegant, this color. Right, again, I would update the logo where it's transparent, right, so that it matches the color as well, right, but this is looking good. Now, the next thing we're gonna need to do, right, is click save once you're happy with it, and we're gonna go ahead and edit the product page. So to do that, click here on home button page, click products, and just select the default one, because that's the only product we have. Right, so it's starting to look good right here. Right. Ooh, it's looking really nice. Again, we're gonna need to remove this one. I might need to just use the hide feature. There we go. And it's looking good, right? Again, I would have moved this to where it's transparent, right? To make it look really nice and clean. Right, so, but we're happy with this, right? It looks good. Again, transparent logo here. We're gonna just click save. And then we're gonna go ahead to our frequently asked questions. Again, this is another store I was doing for another video. So you're just about us, contact us. We're gonna add a product so that our clients can find the product really easily, right? Because right now the only way they'll be able to find the product, right, is by going to home and selecting here, right, the watch, right, to buy or buy now, right? We're going to update the button here, and we're gonna have them take to our men's watch. All right, so let's click save, and let's go back, and let's add a page. So to add pages, you go to under online store right here, you select pages. So once you select pages, you'll be able to add a page by selecting add page on the top right here. Right, we'll add a product, right? Oh no, we'll add for the watch, it's gonna be like the timepiece. Or no, watches. Keep it simple for, and then just click visible, click save. You don't need to worry about having a product because it will be for our watch product, right? Go to content to add it to the menu now. So click menus here, click main menu. We're gonna add a item here called watches. Our page is gonna be our product page. Save, and then we're just gonna move this. We're just gonna move this. If I could just click it, sometimes it doesn't work. It's a, let's try to refresh. play around with this. There we go. Come on. It works here, but it doesn't work here, so it's like a bug. It's a bug. So let's pretend that we moved it right to the top here. If I could just move this, let's see if I could just make this like that. There we go, that's what I'm doing. There we go, and then click save. All right, so now if we go to our store, right, we should see the new option for watches. And there it is, right? So we could go ahead and click watches, and boom, it looks really, really nice now, right? And so you just build now your Shopify website for your Shopify store. Then we added the pages now, right? So one of the last things you'll need to do, of course, when you're setting up your Shopify store, right, is to go ahead and go to settings and set up your Shopify payments to start receiving payments for when customers purchase your item, right? So to do that, you're gonna want to select settings on the bottom left here, and then from here you'll see the option for payments. You want to go ahead and select payments, right? So now you'll see the option to install Shopify payments, right? So if your country supports Shopify payments, right, then you can go ahead and set this up really easily. Now, if for some reason Shopify payments are not available in your region, then you will need to use a different payment gateway that is supported in your region to start accepting payments. And then you'll have the option to set up additional payment methods, right? So this is just a great option to provide your customers with different options to pay for your store. To pay for your product, right? And then you'll be able to make some changes, like maybe you want to manually authorize payment at checkout, right? So when somebody checks out, right, you'll receive a notification, right, that somebody purchased an item, but you'll still need to approve that order. This is great if you're maybe if you've been getting a lot of fraud orders, right, and so you just want to make sure if and to protect your chargeback rate. And so that's why a great option to have manually, right? But if you're getting a lot of orders, right, then maybe it's just having it automatically at checkout, right, to confirm the payment. All right, so once you've set up your Shopify payments, one of the next things you're going to want to do, of course, is set up your shipping and delivery, right? This is really important if you're shipping a physical product. If you're selling a digital product, right, you don't need to worry about this. All right, so to customize your shipping rates, you want to select General Profile. And then from here, you'll be able to customize the shipping rates for the different regions that you're shipping to, right? So for now, for this example, right, you'll be able to see that since I'm in Canada, I'm only allowing Canadian shoppers to purchase my item, right? So they'll be the only ones that will be able to check out 100% without any issues, right? And that's because I have the shipping rates and I have the rules that Shopify knows to follow for how much they should charge or if they should be getting free shipping, right? But let's say a United States customer locates my store, they want to buy my watch, right? They will not be able to purchase and complete a checkout because I don't have the United States market set up properly in the markets page, right, inside the Shopify dashboard, right? If I had the United States market set up properly, I could just leave this as this, like this, my shipping rates, and they'll be charged the correct amount, and they'll be able to complete the checkout at the end. All right, so once you've filled out your general profile, right, for your shipping rates, right, then one of the next things you're going to want to do is customize your domain, right? So customize your domain, right, allows you to, just make your store look a lot more professional than having to use this domain from Shopify, right? So you could either connect an existing domain. So if you bought one using maybe GoDaddy or Hostinger, you could go ahead and enter it right here. Or you could buy a new domain within Shopify as well. That's another option. One of the benefits is that it will do the connection automatically for you. So you don't have to do any of the customize any DNS copy records where you have to open GoDaddy, let's say, and then copy and paste the DNS record from Shopify into GoDaddy, right? Or if you want to do something more affordable, right, you could use Hostinger. So you could click the link in the description below, and instead of paying like, let's say $20 for the first year for a domain ending in .com in Shopify, where you'll have to pay $20 for the first year, Hostinger, you'll be able to get it for almost like 1 cent or less, right? Like, or a little bit more, but like it'll be a lot less. Or let's say you want to get a domain ending in .store, right, with Hostinger, using the link in the description below, you could get it for $1 for the first year instead of paying $9, right? So, if you're looking to save some money, then you might want to use my link in the description below to get those savings passed on to you. And mostly when you're first starting your Shopify store, right? You want to just try to save as much money as possible. All right, so you've now created your very first Shopify website, right, on Shopify. One of the last things I want to share with you before we end this video is a few apps that you might want to go and download for your Shopify store, right? So let's go ahead and check out the Shopify App Store that will help you succeed with your Shopify store. So one of the first apps you want to download, right, is Shopify Inbox. So Shopify Inbox allows you to have a chat-based support system, kinda, right? So you'll be able to add a chat-based, on the bottom right corner or bottom left, whatever side you want, right? And you'll be able to add custom frequently asked questions. Like, let's say if a customer has a question about, like, do you offer refunds, right? Or do you offer returns, right? You can go ahead and add that common question, right, and a common answer, and it will send out automated reply to the customer. The customer will still be able to manually respond to you if they have further questions that maybe is not included in your default frequently asked questions. Another app that you're going to want to download, right, is the Shopify messaging app. So this will allow you to send marketing emails to your customers for free for the first, I think, 10,000 emails, right? Each month are free, right? So it's enough, right? And so it's a great way to start, and you'll be able to, again, customize your emails, send marketing emails, send, updates about your store as well. And it's just a great way to generate those easy sales via email. Another app I'm going to recommend, and the last app here on the list, is Shopify Flow. So Shopify Flow allows you to create automations for your Shopify store to get those easy sales that a lot of stores miss. And so let's take the example of the recovery abandoned checkout. Let's say somebody checks out, right, my watch, right, they add it to their cart and they go to checkout, but they don't complete the checkout process, right? So what I could do here with this automation is send that customer an email 5 minutes later being like, hey, you forgot to check out, complete the checkout here, right? And send them like, a reminder for like at least like the next 3 days, right? Or let's say somebody purchased my watch, right? I will send them an email 1 week later being like, thank you so much for buying. What do you think about the watch, right? How have you been liking it, right? And if they could provide like a 5-star review, right, a testimonial, and I'll provide them with like, let's say $10 off for the next purchase of my next piece, right? So that's something that you can do with Shopify Flow, right? And so that's how you build a Shopify store, a Shopify website, on Shopify. If you guys have any questions, you can always comment down below, and I'll be happy to help. And again, I will see you guys later. Peace.